So last class, so in this one, correct? So I think so we understand. So we have gone with limits on the path of complete on the limits on the pati pathom. So we understand what is limit is and how this L hospital rule is helping to find the value of limit. Correct? Fine. So and we have seen the same problem on the by applying the value left hand side இருந்து நம்ம அப்ளை பண்ணி பார்த்தோம் அப்புறம் ரைட் ஹேண்ட் சைட்ல இருந்து அப்ளை பண்ணி பார்த்தோம் ரெண்டு சேமா இருக்கும் வந்துட்டு ஸோ we have taken that is the value for the limit அப்படின்னு வந்து எடுத்துக்கிட்டோம் ஸோ இட்ஸ் a lengthy process ஸோ அதை வந்துட்டு ஸோ இன்னும் எஃபெக்டிவா ஃபைண்ட் அவுட் பண்றது தான் இந்த ஹாஸ்பிட்டல் ரூல் அப்படிங்கிறது கரெக்டா fine. So and we have seen some example also so where you will be end up with the multiple usage of L hospital rule. So f dash la mattum mudiyama so we went with like a multiple derivative வந்து find out பண்ணி நம்ம answer வந்துச்சு கரெக்ட்டா fine. So we'll continue with this. Okay, so there are some findings like see like every time வந்துட்டு நம்ம multiple பண்ணிட்டே இருக்கிறது பதிலா so there are some standard limits so I'm giving you here so you can just take the note of it. Whenever you are seeing this kind of format instead of going and doing a derivative from the beginning so you can take a reference of it and whenever you are seeing same kind of structure you can directly apply this. Okay, so it will save your time, right? So for that I'm just giving this. So it's not like a formula, don't take it as a formula. Okay, so you even if you are if you don't want to memorize anything just leave it and just look on it. Okay, fine. So இது எல்லாமே வந்து பாத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா it's already like it's nothing here. So let's take one or two example here so you will understand. For example, limit extends to a x power n minus a power n divided by x minus a அப்படின்னு இருக்கு கரெக்ட்டா so what is a like they have given n of a power n minus 1ங்கறத வந்துட்டு so இதோட வேல்யூ அப்படினு சொல்றாங்க வேற a ங்கிறது வந்துட்டு so where the x is approaches. Okay, fine. So how they find this one like it's our normal L hospital rule only. So if you take this, how we can find like if it is in the form of x power n a power n divided by x minus a. Okay, so if you first end up on அப்படினா so we will be applying the value and we will be finding what value it is giving first of all. So if apply பண்ணீங்க அப்படினா so you will be getting a power n minus a power n divided by a minus a which is equal to 0 by 0. So it is in the form of indeterminate, correct? Right. So then what we will go like if it is in the form of 0 by 0. So we will be we can go with the L hospital rule for that. So we should have we have to have the function in the form of f of x by g of x, correct? So in the path of so this is a f of x and this is g of x. So on the formula irukku. So so we can we can differentiate numerator and separate denominator alone. Correct? So as per L hospital rule, limit extends to a. So இத differentiate பண்ணீங்கன்னா என்ன வரும் so you'll be getting n into x power n minus 1 ன்னு வரும் கரெக்ட்டா so a power n ங்கிறது என்ன a ங்கிறது it's a number so a power n அப்படிங்கிறது again it's a number so ஒரு number differentiate பண்ணா you'll be getting a 0, correct? So now coming to denominator, if you differentiate this one what will you get? So x differentiate பண்ணா you'll be getting a 1, correct? So if you apply n x is equal to a now, so what you will get n into a power n minus 1. Okay, so this is how all the formula are derived. So you can take any one of it and you can find the solution, like find the you can verify this equation whatever the given here. Okay, standard forms. For example, let's take this one. Okay, so if you put x is equal to 0, what you will get? Sin 0 is 0 divided by 0. So 0 by 0 format, correct? So then what we can do we have to check whether it is in the form of f of x by g of x. We can directly use L hospital rule, correct? So yes, of course it is in the form of f of x and g of x, correct? So what we can do, the same thing we can write it as limit x tends to 0. So sin mx பண்ணீங்கன்னா so you will be getting a cos mx and what you will get? What else you will get? What is the differentiation of sin mx? Anybody here?
Into m. Cos mx into m.
Cos mx into m.
So what is the differentiation of x? It's nothing but 1. So then you have to apply and have to see whether it is giving a definite value or indefinite value. It's not indefinite, indeterministic value, correct? Okay. So we have to check for it, and what you will see like here, like if you put x is equal to 0, you will be getting cos m of 0 into m, correct? So cos 0 is nothing but a 1. So you'll be seeing m, right? So okay, fine. So this is how you can derive, like you can get all the equation, you can check all the equations. So just for your understanding, I'm just giving this, okay? Fine. Yeah. So what else we can go with? So this is x power n. Maybe like I will go with this also. Option like 3, a power x minus 1 divided by x. Right? Okay. So let's start with this. When you put x is equal to 0, what will come? A power 0 minus 1. A power 0 is nothing but 1. 1 minus 1 divided by 0. 1 minus 1, 0 by 0 you will be getting, right? So we need to check whether it's in the form of f of x by g of x. Yes, it's in the form of f of x by g of x. So now what we need to do, we need to differentiate numerator and denominator separately. Okay, now my question is, what is the differentiation of a power x? Yeah. Anyone? What is the differentiation of a power x? So x power n we know, which is it's something like x squared up now and then. We will say 2 into x power 1 up, which is n into n minus 1 up. What is the here a is a number. Okay, for something like 5 power x, what is the differentiation of 5 power x? Any idea? Anybody? Okay. So yeah, so we may not aware of it because like we are not frequently using this a power x and all, right? So if you find anything, okay, if you find anything you are not able to find the derivative, what you can take is you just take y is equal to a power x. Okay, fine. So here like a power x, right? So what I'm going to do is I just want this x to in normal base. Okay, so I don't want it in a power. So to make that, what we can do to bring back to bring this x2 down means what we can do? Can we go with the log? Log means log by y. Here also log by c y over x. Okay. So log by c we can take it as yes. Yeah, e power x. The alternative is log, right? Correct. Right. So yeah, if it is in the log means what we can do? We can bring this x2 front, right? So this can be written as x ln of y. Okay, so log base I have written it as ln of y. So this is your ln y. Okay. Now what I am going to do is, am I doing it correct? This is a power x, right? This is a power x. Okay. Fine. So now what we can do is we will do that derivation on both sides. Okay. So what is the derivation of this one, ln y? So if you do differentiation, what you will get? You will get 1 by y of dy, right? So I'm just directly differentiating. Okay, fine. Now this is a ln a is a constant value, and if you do a differentiation for x, what you will get? You will get just so ln a is a constant, so 1 we will get and dx, correct? Fine. So now what we want is we want just dy by dx. Okay, so dy by dx, because this is what we are differentiating. So we can put a ln of a into y. Okay, so y is nothing but a of x, so which is equal to a power x. So this is the derivative for a of x. So if you differentiate a of x, you will be getting a power x ln t. Right? Okay. So now we got to know what is the derivative of a power x. So we will go with the L'Hospital rule, right? Shall we go? Yeah. So if you see, so the limit extends to a power x minus 1 divided by x. Okay. So if you do differentiation, so keep in mind you have to do derivative differentiation for numerator separately and denominator separately. Okay, so if you do it here, what you will get, limit x tends to a per x, if you differentiate, you will be getting no. Can somebody respond? Somebody respond, please.
So your screen is not visible.
Okay, I'm actually sharing.
Your screen is not visible, sir.
Let me just reconnect. Give me a minute.
Wait for 2 minutes, ma. Sir is again logging in.
Disconnection. So is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yeah. Yes. Now it's fine. I just changed the network. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. So this is what we were talking, right? A power x on the differentiate panna. So you'll be getting a power x ln a. Okay. So one differentiate panna, you'll be getting 0, and x differentiate panna, you'll be getting 1. Okay. Fine. Are we missing something? Let me check. Fine. So if you put extends to a, what you will get? Okay. If you put extends to a, you will be getting something like, okay. Okay, fine. Why correct? This is what we are taking, right? Dy by dx is a power x ln a. Okay. Yeah. So if you put extends to a, you will be getting a power a ln a by 1, right? Okay. But what we are getting here is log base ea. Okay. Both are not matching, right? A power a. Okay, this is extends to 0, correct? Okay. This is not extends to. This is extends to 0. Okay. So if you put extends to 0, what you will get now? So this is going to be a power 0 ln a divided by 1, which is equal to ln a. This is nothing but log base e a, correct? So yeah, so everything you can get it. Okay, so there is nothing difficult to understand here. So if you do the things, like if you just apply L'Hospital rule, you will get it. Okay, fine. Yeah. So and these are all some of the properties of limit. So for example, let's say there is a function which is in the form of f of x plus g of x, or f of x minus g of x. Okay. So in the case, you don't need to like apply this a directly, and you need to find the limit. Okay. You don't need to take completely as a function. You can split that limit into limit extends to f of x plus or minus limit extends to g of x. Similarly, it's valid for multiplication and even for division also. But you have to make sure that this limit extends to a, g of x should not be equal to 0. Okay, so you have to make sure it. And yeah, so if the function is something like f of x whole power n, and if you are finding a limit for that, so you can put it inside and you can keep that power outside. Okay, so this is also possible in limits. And yeah, if this is possible, here also it's possible. Square root of n. Okay, nth root of f of x. Okay, so you can get this limit inside and you can find the root later on also. Okay, so these are all the properties of limit. Whenever you need, you can use of it. Fine. Okay. So yeah, with this. So yeah. So can you try this one? Limit extends to 0, 1 plus 1 by x or 2x. So they are asking to find the limit extends to infinity. So before before this one, we have a similar kind of limits here, right? We have a similar kind of limits here, right? Can you correlate? So 1 power x limit extends to 0, 1 plus ax power 1 by x. Okay. Maybe let me show you how this is came. So with the same reference, you can try this next problem also, like whatever I'm doing. So we'll go with this. Okay. So let's take this and we'll try to map. Okay. So the thing is, okay. So if you apply x equal to 0, what will happen? So this is your function. This is your function. If you apply x is equal to 0, so you will be getting 1 plus a of 0 power 1 by 0. Okay, so which is nothing but 1 power infinity. Am I right? So is this in the form of our thing? No. Yeah. So 1 power infinity. Correct. So 1 power infinity is a indeterminate form. Correct. Fine. So we need to find the limits. We need to go with the L'Hospital rule. Is it in the form of 0 by 0 or infinity by infinity? No, right? It is not in the form of 0 by 0 or infinity by infinity. But still it is an indeterminate form. See, indeterminate form 0 by 0, infinity by infinity also indeterminate. This also indeterminate form. So what I'm telling is, so whatever the indeterminate form, okay, so you can convert, if you can convert that indeterminate form into 0 by 0 or infinity by infinity, then you can use the L'Hospital rule. Okay, if you can't convert, then you cannot use. Okay, so most probably whatever the question given in the gate, so all things you can convert the 1 power infinity form into 0 by 0 form. So 0 by 0 or infinity by infinity, so no need to worry about it. So the first thing is you have to convert this 1 power infinity form into like 0 by 0 or either infinity by infinity. Okay, then only you have to proceed with that. Correct. Also, it has to be in the form of f of x by g of x, right? Now it is not. Correct. So what I'm going to do is I'm just taking this function as a y, and I'm taking 1 plus ax whole power 1 by x. Okay. Fine. So again, it is the power. It is having x. So I don't want to keep powers in power. I don't want to keep x term. So what I can do? So I can go with the log, right? So log y, which means log base e y. Let me go with the ln. So ln y is equal to 1 by x of ln 1 plus ax, right? So ln of here also I'll be putting ln of 1 plus ax power 1 by x, and the power I am taking it here. Okay. Fine. Yes. Yes, Kishore.
Sir, actually, question you gave is 1 plus 1 by x whole power 2x, no, sir. So we need to apply fifth limit, fifth condition, no, sir.
Yeah. So there is if you just compare both, so it is nothing but x is replaced with 1 by x, right? X is replaced with 1 by x.
Yes, sir.
And, yeah. So if x is replaced with 1 by x, it's nothing but x is tends to infinity, right? So both are interrelated. So no need to like if we take any one, we can come up like we can just tweak the x value to 1 by x, and we can get the same result. Okay. Fine. Okay. Okay. Then yeah. So this is in the form of okay. Now see if you see here. So the same thing I can write it as ln of 1 plus ax by x. Correct. So now you will understand why I bring this 1 by x to here. So now you see this is in the form of 1 power infinity. Now it is in the form of f of x by g of x, and this is still ln y. If I apply limit here, okay, if I apply limit extends to 0 here, what will happen? So this will give ln of 1 plus a into 0, which means ln of 1. Ln of 1 divided by 0. Correct? What is the value of ln 1? Log base e1. Yes. What is the value of ln 1? So last class we have the before class we have saw, right? Sorry. Yeah. So it is going to be it is nothing but 0 by 0. See now. So 1 power infinity is converted to 0 by 0, but you have to remember that this is not a limit extends to 0 of y, but it is a limit extends to 0 of ln y. Are you understanding this part? So this is not a limit extends to 0 of y. It is limit extends to 0 of ln y. Correct? Clear, right? Yes or no? Give me thumbs up If you just clear on this point. Okay. So yeah, fine. So yeah, so first what we are going to do is we are going to find the limit for this ln y. Later we will convert into y. Okay, that's a plan here. Fine. Okay, so I am getting a 0 by 0 format, and it is in the form of f of x by g of x. So now I am eligible to use a L'Hospital rule. Okay. Now tell me what is the differentiation for ln of something, ln of x, ln x. What is the differentiation of ln x? It is 1 by x, which means where whatever we are having here 1 by x, 1 plus ax, and again we need to differentiate this. That is nothing but a, right? Ln x is 1 by x, so instead of x we are having 1 plus ax. So again this term has to be differentiated. So if you differentiate this, this is going to be 1 plus 0 plus a, correct? Okay. So if you do differentiation for this one, so you'll be getting a 1, correct? So still limit extends to 0 holds. Okay. Now if you apply 0 now, what you will get? So you will be getting a by 1 plus a0, which is nothing but 1. So limit extends to 0 ln y. So we no need to go further, right? So we end up in a definite value. So we are not having indeterminate value like this. We are in the first L'Hospital rule itself. We are getting a definite value. Okay, so we can stop here. So you have to remember that this is not the value of limit extends to 0 y. This is what we need to find out. But what we found now is limit extends to 0 ln y. Okay. So limit extends to 0 ln y is equal to a means what is a how will you get back the y? So to get back the y, you have to multiply with the e power, right? You have to take a exponential. So if you take exponential, limit extends to 0 exponential of ln y, this is equal to e power a. So this is going to be y limit extends to 0, which is equal to e power a. Okay. Is it clear? So y is nothing but whatever we assumed initially, that is 1 plus ax whole power 1 by x is equal to e power n. Is it clear? Okay. So see here the same one, and yeah. So you ask, right, like how this came. So what I'm going to do is this term. Okay. So I am taking something like what variable I can take? I can take something z is equal to 1 by z is equal to 1 by x I am taking. Okay, so if you take z equal to 1 by x, so just reframe this equation, what you will get. So x is going to be so yeah, so we have to change this x to 0. If x is 0 means z is going to be infinity, right? So limit z tends to infinity, and here x is going, if x is present means this has to be replaced by 1 plus a by z, and this 1 by x is nothing but z. So here there is nothing to change. There is no x term here, so you can directly put e power a. So okay, so both you can get, right? Okay. So now with the same approach, so can you try this problem? The same approach, can you try this problem? I will keep yeah, so let it be, keep this one. Okay, let me do it later. Fine. Yeah, so can you try this problem? So this one looks similar to what? Which property? Means which standard limit? It is similar to this one, right? Fifth one, correct? Limit extends to 0, 1 plus a by x power x is equal to e power a. So either you can correlate with this, or you can go with the step what we have done before. So it is similar to limit extends to infinity. Yeah, so what is that? 1 plus a by x whole power x. 1 plus a by x whole power x, which is nothing but e power a. So can you correlate and give me the answer? See, I'm giving you some difficult problems here, so you will not get this much difficult problem. So we are seeing the like extreme cases. Okay, so you will be getting so if you go through that gate problems, you will be getting a lot more simple problems. Okay. So most probably, like I will try to give some difficult problems. We will discuss some difficult problems in this session, so that the easy problems you can simply handle it. Okay. Any answer for this? Zero? Is it zero? Yeah, come on. First of all, you have to reframe the same thing like this, right? Correct? What is the value of a here? Answer is 1 now. Okay. So here it is x, here it is x. Correct? So first of all, we need to take this 2x to some variable. Let's keep 2x equal to 2x equal to let's keep 2x is equal to z square. So how do you write this? So if limit extends to x is 0 means what about z? Is not going to be infinity. It's also going to be infinity. Right. So 1 plus they kept only x here, right? So x on the z matrana, this is nothing but yeah. So this is nothing but z by 2, correct? So on the x on the so x on the again if you want to put 2x on the here, so this is going to be z, right? Okay. So limit x tends to infinity. Sorry, z tends to infinity. 1 plus 2 by z power z. So yeah, now you can map with this equation, which is nothing but a is equal to 2. Am I right? Anybody please respond. What is the value of a now? So I am exactly matching with this equation right now. So a value is nothing but
2.
a value but 2, correct? So what is the final outcome then? E power 2. E power 2. Okay. So see this one when it will useful. So when you are fully confident with this formula. Okay. So if you memorize this formula, then if you are like very confident, then only you have to go with this kind of procedure. Otherwise, better you go with this one. Okay, better you go with whatever we discussed, right? So this is like we are connecting from the basics. Okay, nothing new here. So you will understand the exact entire step. See, in grade, it's not like other competitive exams. See, for each question, you will be having nearly 3 minutes of time. Okay, so this even if you derive also, see the entire thing, it will not take more than 1 minute. Okay, so you don't need to go with shortcuts and anything. So especially for maths, I am saying you no need to go with any shortcuts. So start from your understanding. Okay, start from the basics. Okay, so you will have enough time. You will have enough time in GATE exam. So for just 60 questions, they are giving 180 minutes. Correct. So 65 questions, 180 minutes. So like it's almost 3 minutes for a question. Okay. So you can go with the normal derivation. Okay. Still I am giving some like over the time what happened, like it will comes into your memory, so you don't need to memorize, so it automatically it will come into your memory, so that time it will even reduce your time. Okay, fine. So this is a gate 21 question, just 2 years back, last year to last year. So this is the question. So can you guys try this one? So what is the form here? If you apply extends to 1, what will happen? What form of indeterminate form you are getting? Yeah, you can try. I'll give 2 minutes of time. You can try. Are you getting 1 by 0? Okay, 1 by 0. One by 0 means just infinity, right? It's fine then. If you're getting only infinity, then it's fine. But when you apply 1 here, what you will get 1 by 0 and again minus 1 by 0 will be getting, which means infinity minus infinity form. So again, infinity minus infinity is a one more form of indeterminate, right? So yeah, what is your goal now here? Correct. So what is your goal now? So you need to use the L'Hospital rule for getting a quick answer. For that, you have to tweak the problem, tweak the given equation into 0 by 0 form or infinity by infinity form. Okay, so you have to modify the function in such a way that you should get a f of x by g of x. That is the goal. What we can do then?
Sir, we can split up using the property. We just split up the.
Okay. You can get again what will come is limit extends to 0. You can split into 1 by ln x minus limit extends to 0, 1 by 1 minus x. So at the final outcome, if you see, you will be getting infinity minus infinity again, right?
Yes, sir.
So that is not accepted, right? That is giving indeterminate form. So limit we are using to find out the determinate value, which even like for that particular value we are not finding. We are finding very close near to that point, x equal to 1. So we should get some definite value. It's not definite, determinate value. Okay, definite value and determinate value. Definite means it should not be infinity, correct? Definite value means definite indefinite value, correct? So definite means it should not be infinity, it should be some definite value. Okay, determinate means it can be determinable. Okay, so it can be a one to like it can be a numbers, normal numbers, or it can be infinity also. So we should get a determinate value. So we should we have to quantify something. Okay, so either it can be of infinity, it can be of a normal number, but it should not be something like 0 by 0 or infinity by infinity, which we cannot imagine. Okay. Yeah. So what? How we can proceed if you want to get a f of x by g of x form? Anybody has any idea?
So we can change the division into power -1 and apply ln on both sides. So that can become -1 ln x.
Okay.
Ln of
Okay. Ln x. So you can try that one. 1 by ln x. என்ன சொல்றீங்கன்னா yeah, so how we can proceed this? Yes. You want to keep it some variable. Any other way? So yeah, so then you have to take e power y, e power 1, e power x, then e power y is equal to something like for ln x means you will be getting 1 by x. Then how will you go? Again, x tends to 1 means, yeah. So you may be getting something like, again, we end up with some infinity only. See, e power y is equal to 1 by x. So still our x tends to 1. Okay, so limit x tends to 1. So if you put 1 by 1, okay, which is equal to 1, which is nothing but limit x tends to 1 e power y. So if you want to come back again, y is equal to, you have to take log 1, right? Log by c1. So this is again, it's going to be 0. Okay. Ln 1. Okay. Y is going to be 0. Okay, this is also fine. What about this? You can go with that. Any other simple solution? Can we go with the LCM method? Cross multiplication. Okay, you can try with this. Yeah, you just give me the final answer. Okay. See, any method we can go. Okay. There is no restriction. You can go with any method. So make sure that everything is proper. That's it. Okay. So can we go with the LCM method here? So if you take LCM, which means a cross multiplication, what will come? So same thing, you can write it as limit x tends to 1 by ln x minus 1 by x minus 1. So if you do that, limit x tends to 1, x minus 1 cross multiplying minus ln x divided by ln x into x minus 1, right? Correct? So if you apply x tends to 1, what will you get? What will you get? So 1 minus 1, 0, minus ln of 1, it's again 0, correct? So ln of 0 is 0, 1 minus 1, 0. So you'll be end up with the 0 by 0 format, right? 0 by 0 format, correct? So now you see that it's coming to like a 0 by 0 or infinity by infinity form. And also if you see, this is a, you can take it as a f of x, and this one you can take it as a g of x, correct? Correct? So yeah, so you now itself you can apply L-Hospital rule just by taking a LCM. We are getting that form. Okay. So if you go with that L-Hospital rule, limit x tends to 1. So if you do that 1, this is going to be 0. Ln x, if you do, it's going to be 1 by x. Correct. So if you do here, so this is in the form of UV method, right? Multiplication. You cannot directly do it, right? So it is in the form of UV method. So what is the UV is nothing but U V dash plus V U dash, correct? So if you want to differentiate, you have to go with this. So and first let me take ln x, like keep it as it is. And if you do V dash, it's nothing but 1. And x minus 1, 1 by x, correct? Okay. So now you apply what you will get. Now if you apply x equal to 1, you will be getting 1 minus 1 by 1, which is equal to 0. Okay, in bottom what you will get? Ln of 1 is 0. Okay, so 1 minus 1 is 0. So again you are getting a 0 by 0. Correct. So don't lose your hope. Go to the one more round. 1 by x ln x. So which is nothing, this is nothing but you can just multiply it inside. 1 by x multiply panina, you will be getting a 1. So this is nothing but minus 1 by x. Okay, now you can go for a, see this one we are just reframing that. So you can go for again one more L-Hospital rule, limit x tends to 1. So if you go for L-Hospital rule, what will you get? What is the differentiation of minus 1 by x? Normally 1 by x. What is the differentiation of 1 by x? Yeah, someone, please. So if you do differentiation, if you do derivative for 1 by x, it's going to be minus 1 by x squared, correct? Because x power minus 1 into x power minus 1 minus 2. Okay. So minus 1 by x squared. So already there is one minus, so it's going to be plus 1 by x squared. Correct? Right. So if you do log x, this is going to be 1 by x plus if you do 1 up, you will be getting a 0 minus 1 by x again plus 1 by x squared. So if apply pani parunga. So what you are getting? So this is giving 1 by 1 divided by 1 by 1 plus 1 by 1. So it is going to be 2, correct? So this is going to be 1 by 2, which is equal to 0.5. Is it clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Okay. Good. So good. Okay. This is enough for limits. Okay. So beyond this, like you cannot expect any question from limit. In calculus, limit is a somewhat good topic. You can expect. See, if you take any question paper, okay. If you take any question paper, at least let's say there's some 5 to 6 different question sets on the like electrical, mechanical, or 5 sets on the so you will be finding at least 2 questions out of that 5 sets. Okay, so the limit is that important, you can say. Fine. Okay. So now let's go on to the continuity of a function. So let me check the time once. Okay. Fine. Yeah. Quickly we can go over it. Fine. So what is the continuity of a function? A function is said to be continuous at a point A. Then left hand limit, right hand limit வந்துட்டு சேமா இருக்கணும். At the same time, it has to be equal with the f of a of that function. Okay, so இப்போ ஒரு பாயிண்ட் ஏல வந்துட்டு அந்த ஃபங்க்ஷன் வந்து கண்டினியூஸா இல்லையா அப்படின்னு நான் செக் பண்ணணும்னா லெஃப்ட் ஹேண்ட் லிமிட்டும் லெஃப்ட்ல இருந்தும் நான் வந்து பார்க்கணும், ரைட்ல இருந்தும் வந்து பார்க்கணும். ஸோ இது வந்து லிமிட்டுக்கான கண்டிஷன். கரெக்டா? லெஃப்ட்ல இருந்து வரும்போதும் ஐ ஷுட் கெட் ஒரு வேல்யூ வருது அப்படின்னா ரைட்ல இருந்து வரும்போதும் ஐ ஷுட் கெட் சேம் வேல்யூ. அது வந்து என்ன, அது வந்து அந்த ஃபங்க்ஷன்ல நான் டைரக்டா அந்த பாயிண்ட் அப்ளை பண்ணும்போது எனக்கு வந்து கிடைக்கணும். ஓகே, so that is what if all 3 matches, then you can say the function is continuous. Okay, at a particular point. Okay, I'm not talking about the entire curve me வந்து continuous நான் சொல்ல மாட்டேன். ஒரு பாயிண்ட் வந்து என்கிட்ட கொடுத்து இந்த பாயிண்ட்ல ஒரு கர்வ் வந்து கண்டினியூஸா இல்லையா அப்படின்னு கேட்டாங்கன்னா, ஸோ பேசிக்கா நான் என்ன பண்ணுவேன்னா, நான் லெஃப்ட் சைட்ல இருந்து வந்து பார்ப்பேன், ரைட் சைட்ல இருந்து வந்து பார்ப்பேன். அப்புறம் அந்த பாயிண்ட்லயே நான் வந்து அந்த ஃபங்க்ஷன், அந்த இன்புட்டை வந்து அந்த ஃபங்க்ஷன்ல அப்ளை பண்ணி பார்ப்பேன். 3 சேமா இருந்துச்சு அப்படின்னா I can say the function is continuous. Okay, so this is what left hand limit, right hand limit இருக்குது. So this is a minus a plus வந்து அப்ளை பண்ணி பார்க்கறோம் ஒரு just before just next. Okay, so ரெண்டே அப்ளை பண்ணி பார்க்கறோம், அது வந்துட்டு f of a க்கு ஈக்குவலா இருக்கா அப்படி நம்ம பார்க்கறோம். Is it clear? Fine. So let me show you some example. Yeah, let's take this one and let's examine at a point A here. Okay, so this is the point A. So let's say here it is giving some value around 2. Okay, so in the இடத்துல வந்துட்டு அதோட வேல்யூ வந்து 2 வச்சுக்கங்க. Okay, so let's say first thing what you will be doing, you will be starting from left hand side and you will be approaching a point which is very close to A. Correct? So அப்படி வரும்போது so உங்களுக்கு எந்த பாயிண்ட்ல வந்து நிப்பீங்க? What is the value of y? Yeah, somebody please. So if you are coming from left hand side, so and you are stopping it just before A, அப்படினா வந்து உங்களோட y value என்னவா இருக்கும் இங்க?
less than 2.
Okay, yeah, of course.
1.9.
Good. So it is approximately 2 வச்சுக்கலாமா? Very close to 2 வச்சுக்கலாமா?
Yes sir.
Very good. Okay, so next step என்ன பண்ணுவீங்க, ரைட் சைடுல இருந்து வந்து பாப்பீங்க அதை வெரிஃபை பண்றதுக்கு. சோ அப்படி வந்தீங்கன்னா அந்த என்னவா இருக்கும் உங்களோட வேல்யூ?
Nearer to 2.
Near to 2. Okay. So அடுத்து வந்து என்ன பண்றீங்க அப்படின்னா, so that is what left hand limit which is equal to 2. Right hand limit which is equal to 2. Okay. Next point வந்து என்ன பண்றது அப்படின்னா, இந்த ஃபங்க்ஷன்லயே வந்துட்டு நான் 2 அப்ளை பண்றேன். அப்ளை பண்ணா என்ன வரும் எனக்கு? இந்த கர்வை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் நான் ஃபங்க்ஷன்லயே வந்து 2 அப்ளை பண்ணேன்னா what I will
Just 0.
Indeterminate form of value, sir.
yes. So this is going to be because there is a gap, right? So there is no value defined for that function. So it's going to be 0. So if all are matches, say a function must be. So நம்ம பார்க்கும்போது there is some discontinuity தெரியுது. ஒரு gap இருக்குனால discontinuity அர்த்தம். So that is what it means. So இது வந்து ஒரு பெரிய இதெல்லாம் இல்ல, நீங்க ஒரு கர்வ பார்த்தாலே சொல்லிடலாம் அது வந்து கண்டினியூஸா இல்லையா அப்படின்ட்டு. இதை வந்து ஒரு மேத்தமெட்டிக்கலா சொல்லணும் அப்படிங்கறதுக்காக they made this conditions. Okay, my voice is breaking.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Others also saying facing the same. Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay. Okay, we'll go with this. Okay, I don't know what's happening. Okay. Okay, let's go with this. At this point again, at this point, this is a B point. So tell me whether the function is continuous or not.
Continuous, sir.
Continuous, right? So yeah, by seeing itself we can say it's a continuous curve. Okay, and if you are so if you want to check mathematically, so you have to come from left and you have to come from right, and even if you apply also you will be getting some, the curve is having some value for that B, right? So obviously it is continuous. Okay, fine. See, again I am saying, so we are validating a continuity of this entire curve at a point B. Okay, so ஒரு point ஒவ்வொரு பாயிண்ட்டுக்கும் வந்து we have to find whether the function is continuous or not. Okay, if it is continuous for all the point, then only I can say the curve is continuous, the entire function is continuous. Okay, so just by seeing for a one point you cannot say that the curve is continuous. See why I'm saying, see here at point A my curve is my curve is discontinuous, but at this point my curve is continuous, right? Yeah, okay. So at this point my curve is continuous, right? So if you want to find a continuity, you are finding about a single point, okay, not for the entire curve. Okay, fine. Now tell me about this point, whether the function is continuous or not. Let's keep this is C. Yeah, come on. Is it continuous? Yes or no?
It's continuous, sir.
It's continuous. Okay, because like from left hand side, right hand side, and even at this point also you will be having like definite value. So obviously it is a continuous, correct? Okay. And yeah, coming to this point D, continuous or not?
Discontinuous.
Why?
If you're moving from the value is changing from one point to another point, and the f of b is not a particular value, it is moving from one point to another, so it's not discontinuous.
Basically we can say it is a indeterminate value, right, for f of
Yeah.
D. F of D is indeterminate. And also limit extends to D minus f of x is not equal to limit extends to D plus f of x, which means left hand side and right hand side value also not same. Okay, so this is obviously a discontinuous function, correct? Okay. So what we can observe from here is, okay, so this point is continuous, this point is continuous. Do we have limit exists here or not? Do we have a limits here or not at point B and C? Hello.
Yes, so limit exists.
Yes. If a function is continuous, obviously it has to satisfy left hand side and right hand side, which means the limit is exist. Okay, fine. Next statement என்ன இருக்கு அப்படின்னா, okay, ஒரு function, see, where I can show you, okay, so let's take this point. Okay, so in the point on the limit exists or not? Point A, I'm asking about limit exists or not? Yes, so
Yes, sir.
limit exists, but it is not continuous, correct? So that's what the statement is given here. For a continuous function, limit should exist. For a continuous function, limit should exist, but a function having a limit need not to be continuous. Is it clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So this is about continuity of a function. Okay, so further it can be classified as left continuous, right continuous. So right continuous in the sense a plus, so and the point to same now you can say it is a right continuous. Left continuous na a minus, so in the same now you can say it is a left continuous. Okay, fine. So yeah, so maybe I think we don't have a time. Is it correct? Yeah, what's the time now? Okay, so I think we are we crossed the time. Fine. So we will stop here and we will continue with the differentiability of a function, and we will see some problems related to continuity. Okay. Is it clear? So yeah, can you do one thing? Can you do one thing like just take any gate booklet, okay, gate question bank, okay. So you will find at least some 30 plus questions. Minimum I'm saying 30 plus questions in limits itself. Okay, so we completed limits and we gone through some difficult problems also, so you can solve any kind of problems now. Okay, so just go with that problem, because I told, right, so from limits you can expect 1 mark or 2 marks. Okay, so if you are lucky enough, you will be getting like in your paper you will be getting a limit based question. So try to solve it by before this class itself. When you will be getting on Monday, you will be getting a next class, right? So in the 2 days, just try to solve that 30 plus questions. Can you do it?
Yes, sir.
So you can just see some continuous continuity based question also, but we will go through some questions. Okay, fine. So yeah, we can wind up today. We'll wind up today. Happy Pongal to everyone.
So thank you, sir. Wish you happy Pongal.
நாளைக்கு உங்க கேட் புக்லாம் அடிச்சிடாதீங்க. Okay, we'll do it in next year. Okay, so this year everyone will will hope will get a good mark, and next year you burn out everything. Okay, bye. Bye.
Thank you, sir.